we are out in our ultra special 1994 Porsche 911 Carrera 4 wide body Jubilee. So this is a car that was built only for the rest of world market, so it never came to North America. This one was sold new in Switzerland. We imported it into Canada, I think 4 or 5 years ago. I gotta double check and we'll let you know, but this car was imported for a very, very big Porsche collector that we have here in Victoria, and he is from Europe originally. He's a French guy, and he always knew the Jubilees when they came out new and wanted one very badly. So we tracked down, with his help, one of the best examples we could find. It has 64,067 kilometers, which is about 38,500 miles. When he set out to find a good car, he just wanted to make sure that at the time it was all original panels without any damage or whatnot. When the car arrived, there was some chips and nicks and dings that were around the car that just weren't to his satisfaction. He's ultra careful with what his cars look like, and they have to be the best of the best. So in the end, we ended up painting the entire car just to make it absolutely perfect, because it wasn't to his standards. So we also did an undercarriage detail on the car, cleaned off all the cosmoline that came from the factory. So when you see the pictures of the underside, you're going to see it looks absolutely incredible. This is a pretty important car in Porsche's history. They were set out to build 911 cars for the rest of the world. They ended up building 894 ROW cars that were all either viola metallic, polar silver, was it? Polar silver and amethyst metallic, and there was some black cars, and I think he said a guards red car also, or a guards red car, or a few. But the vast majority were this viola metallic. The Rubicon interior, I believe, came in almost all cars. You can see your gauges in the are all in the same Rubicon, which is, it's like a gray with a purple tinge, and then in the center of this shifter, it has the titanium look on the shift knob, and then if you look at the rear parcel shelf, it has 911 stitched into the rear parcel shelf, and that was only on these Jubilee cars. This one's a great example. I think overall, if you look at the condition of all the interior door panel, seats, dash, leather on the dash, you don't have any shrinkage. You just got a car that's in incredibly nice condition. This one doesn't get a lot of use by the owner that's had it for the last 4 or 5 years, and you know, he knew this was going to be a very collectible car once it was compliant to come into the United States, so he bought it a little bit early, before it was 25 model years old. Now it is, and he's decided to sell it. The power plant is the same power plant you get in 911 Carrera 4s, the 3.6 liter. There's some differences in the brakes and suspension, I believe, that are more in line with some of the turbo parts. I'm sure that all the specialists out there will correct me if I'm wrong, but we've done some reading. There's some great websites that are all about the Jubilee, so you can read up on the history of the car and whatnot. But this was to mark the 30th anniversary of the 911. Obviously, why it's called the Jubilee 30 Jahre, is it?
Jahre? Yeah, year in German.
We just had an alignment done and a four-wheel balance just from sitting. We got it out the other day and noticed that it needed that. Driving it now, goes laser straight, feels good. All the wheels are balanced. Tires are getting outdated. There's lots of tire wear left, but you know, if you're one of the picky ones that have to have 5-year-old tires or newer, these ones are outdated. We've got an incredibly nice day here in Victoria, so we're lucky to not be in the rain at this time of year. Importation to the United States, we're going to handle everything for you should you wish to do it. The only thing that you need to get it into the United States is to pay 2.8% duty. There's about $700 or $800 of paperwork costs for border brokers and whatnot. We can help getting a title in the U.S. And do everything for you. Shipping, we usually use reliable carriers out of Blaine, Washington. We have a warehouse there, so we'll get the car down there and they pick it up from there. This is, I think, going to be a 115th auction we've done on Bring a Trailer. We're super familiar with the process of importing a car and doing everything for you, so rest assured if there's anything you'd like us to handle, we will. There's no need to change the speedometer because the car is 25 years old, so it's 100% compliant to get into the US. There's no EPA or DOT issues. The question always comes up about California. Being a rest of world car, I'm not sure on the compliance in California, so that's an important item. I think you better double check yourself. I don't have the answer for you. So just getting off the exit here, we're going to climb up a mountain that's called Bear Mountain and just stretch the legs, but I think the car drives extremely well. We have the heating system on right now. It works well. No weird fan sounds or anything with any of the fans. Clutch feels good. Transmission feels great. Car sounds good. We tried everything before we left to make sure all the buttons and switches and mirrors and whatnot are all working. There's only one item with the sunroof is binding a little bit on the headliner, which is super common on these. We're going to have that fixed right away to make sure it's perfect before the car leaves. It's definitely an easy one to fix, so we'll make it happen. Air conditioning blows cold. We do not have the original radio, I don't believe, do we?
No.
So that Pioneer is the radio that you get with it. Anything else to add, Joel?
No, yeah, you checked most of the boxes there. I think it's just it's a very unique car. They had huge plans for the Jubilee when they first started the design and process with the car at Porsche, and then it was going to have a lot of crazy turbo components, and then they more or less made it a wide body Carrera 4 with special paint, badging, and all the rest. But just yeah, super cool car. Love the color, love the very unique interior. It's a full leather interior. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier.
One important thing that I think is this is basically the original C4S. You know, the 993 was the first car to be labeled as a C4S, but this is the first all-wheel drive wide-body 911 ever made. Previous to this, the M491 cars that were made, you know, from 85 to 89, those were the only other wide-body non-turbo 911s you can get, but this is the first all-wheel drive, so I think this is the platform that started the C4S and made Porsche realize that people love the wide-body cars. So the look is killer. The color is, I hope our photographer did a good enough job to photograph how great this color is. It's, you know, it's just so cool in the sun, and it's one of those cars, every time you drive this car, somebody stops to tell you how much they love the color. So I hope she does a great job at showing it to you.
I think we'll just leave off the video there, and we'll get out of traffic and we'll be back.